how do we pronounce it? Fridge.
This soft and gentle bear, it just represented something else also, which is very.
I don't know what's going on here. It's quite abstract.
Hi guys, we are characterless and we dive into the tradition and culture of character design.
Today we're going to dive into one of the most important events of this year, which I'll give you a hint, it happens every 4 years.
Yes, and it is a very unique event where all the sports people from all over the world comes. And I guess that you are getting some what we want to announce it, that we are going to review the iconic Olympic mascot.
So let's dive into it. And we're not going to go into all the mascots obviously because there's going to be quite a lot
And boring.
Some of them were quite a hit, but some of them were pretty iconic. So let's start with the first iconic mascot, which is the famous Olympic mascot. So the first Olympic mascot was designed in France in 1916, which was the Winter Olympics.
So it was designed for the Winter Olympics, as she said, and it was designed in France, Grenoble.
So the mascot represents a footman skiing, which goes pretty well with the Winter Olympics, but the only sort of problem I have in it is that skiing is not the only sport in the Winter Olympics, so that kind of narrows it down. So people who might not be interested in skiing or in winter sports in general might not be able to connect with this mascot just how well.
And yes, it had some positive and negative reviews also, as she said.
But it is the first Olympic mascot, and I feel like they did a great job because the mascot is a hit. I mean, I feel it is a hit with children and adults.
Yeah. And it has that tradition of France.
Color scheme, the blue and red color scheme. As soon as you look at it, you know it's related to something related to France, which is pretty good. I like the color scheme, I like the design. I feel he looks like, even though there's not, you see the eyes and you just feel that is really cute. So I like that, and yeah, he looks beautiful. You know, when you look at him, you know he's skiing, you know it's related to him. Yeah.
Now break down into some more iconic mascots.
Now we're going to talk about the 1980 mascot, which was Geisha the Beast.
This adorable mascot captured many hearts.
Mine is nice.
Yeah, mine also.
So let's just have a look at this mascot.
Wow, just wow. He's wearing a cute belt of Olympic.
It's got the Olympic links on it.
Yeah.
And his expression, it is just embodied. So now, a little bit about this mascot. So this Olympics actually took place during the Cold War in the 1980s in Moscow. And the design of this mascot was actually represented the warmth of Russians. So they wanted to show this in the mascot design. And I feel like this is a real thing. This is an iconic mascot.
This soft and gentle bear, it just represented something else also, which she said. So a character design can be represented in a soft way, but its inner design can represent many things. Next we have Van Gogh for 2012 London Olympics.
So let's just have a look at the design, and let's just keep in mind that this design was quite controversial at the time because people were confused whether they actually, half the people liked it, half didn't. So I guess that makes it quite an interesting topic to talk about. Let's just have a look at it.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on here. It's quite abstract, which is one of the criticisms that we don't really know what is going on now. What is
This character is quite different, very different from any other mascot we saw?
So actually, right before this, a lot of the mascots were animals, and now it suddenly took a very abstract turn, and they incorporated like the Olympic gods into this, which is, yeah, it's pretty good. I like it, but it's different. But
He's
yeah,
having a brother also.
yeah, Venlock and Mandeville, I guess.
Yeah,
Venlock
and Mandeville.
I mean, okay, so a little bit about this mascot. The one eye actually represents focus, which all the Olympians should have during the games. Very important fact, and
Adorable and abstracted adorable, which had a very mixed review from all over the world.
I feel like, in a way, do you kind of think this looks like a Brazilian movie?
Yeah,
I feel like it does. It looks like a pony, and that's just.
yeah, it looks like a bowling pin. And when I first saw this, I just thought that it's inspired from a starfish.
Starfish.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's quite futuristic.
Yeah, actually, I feel like something different is really important. Like it can change the era also. It can change the history also. Like previously, we saw that there were only
Animal mascot.
animal mascots, and now it's something abstract, which is really adorable. From my side, from my point of view, London is iconic for its designs.
And I feel like they did quite a good job with this. I can see why people would also not like it because they don't know what it's about at the start. But when you realize that, you know, I would see this as like some mascot for maybe a tech store, you know, coming up to me and saying, hey, you want to buy this toy? We can show you how the new technology is. Quite futuristic, and that's something I like.
Yeah. Let's just discuss about our final mascot, which is Fridge.
So Fridge is the most recent Olympic mascot, 2012, and he represents the French culture. So this was held in Paris Olympics. So the bright colors, I feel like it does represent a lot of French. You know, it is, yeah.
And yeah, Fridge, it represents freedom and richness of France.
So the cap was actually a, you know, very cool. Like it was a symbol of freedom during the French Revolution. So for them to bring this into their mascot design was something I felt that represented their culture really well, and something that saw the Olympics feature of Olympic designers can look in for inspiration.
Yeah.
Because not everyone in other countries knows about the history of each and every country. So when a mascot design such as this comes up, you want to dive deeper into it, and you learn a lot through one mascot design about a whole country. So that's quite a big step and quite a big responsibility.
Yeah. Like the whole world is watching that mascot. So there are so many backstories that are happening before launching the first character design of Olympic mascot. Not only Olympic, of many big brands mascot. It takes a lot of time for a designer to design, to plan, and to just launch it.
And if you see the color scheme, I feel like it went pretty well with the red and blue. Because again, just as we saw the first mascot design for the Olympics, they have stayed very true to their color scheme, but yet the mascots are completely different.
Yeah.
You cannot say this style is very similar. And this is like 1968 to 2024.
Yeah.
So yeah, you would expect quite a big difference. That's a whole, almost a whole generation.
Yeah. Each of these mascots showcase some different stories which happen backstage, and also all of the mascots which we have discussed had a positive and negative reviews, but that does not mean that any mascot is having some bad design. You should go to its backstory. Exactly.
And I feel like with the Olympics, they're such a big event, I don't think you'd ever see a bad mascot.
Yeah.
Because there are, I mean, the designers chosen are literally chosen from thousands of people from the whole country to make that one mascot. So there's a whole team. And for them to, come up with this one mascot, it takes quite a lot of time. And quite a lot of people, quite a lot of thinking, process involved. So yeah. I mean, all of them are pretty adorable, I'll say.
And they do not just represent the game, they represent their whole country, their whole culture and tradition.
And if you see the mascot designs, I feel like I really like how they've included the cuteness into the overall factor, because that resonates with children and adults alike.
Exactly.
Because children and the merchandise. So when you go to the Olympics, an important part of it is buying merchandise.
Yeah.
So you see during the Olympics, I don't know, you must have seen on TV that there were many people who were wearing the Friends cap, the swim cap,
The 3G.
and small children actually hugging the little soft toys of this cap. So that is something that, yeah.
I would also like to buy this 3G and cap, but it's costly. Come on. We are not rich.
It's quite but you could probably find like a less cheaper version.
Come on, we are designers. We can make it at home.
You might have to put up the line design.
Fashion design. Fashion is
Collaborate with it.
Yeah, we
But
are
then
gonna
you
collaborate with some.
And you think that will be cheaper than just buying one?
Yeah.
Do you have any friends, very close friends who do it for free?
Yes. Like we saw Suits, we saw Misha, we saw 3G. 3G. Yeah.
I think he mispronounced all the names. But that is why we are going with the image in this video as well, because if you search for him based on the names we just said, you'll probably find pretty weird stuff.
Yeah. So we are characterless guys. Come on.
So yeah, I feel like an important part of character design is the color scheme, the overall thought process that goes into it. You're gonna go through certain points that you're just gonna be frustrated, you're not gonna like what you're doing. But that's where bringing an outside opinion in really works out.
Yes.
So yeah, who is your favorite mascot out of these?
Misha, the way that mascot is laughing, it is just relieving all my stress of whole day. So yeah, Misha.
I just really like that he's wearing the Olympic belt, like how a wrestler wears the belt that they win.
And yeah, I just have one more point which clicked into my mind is that Misha, he's standing in a very positive, in an armical posture, which a Russian commando, he's just representing that. Come on.
He just represents warmth and friendship.
Yeah.
And that's something that the Olympics represent as well. So fairness, warmth, friendship. I feel like they really made a great mascot in that will be looked up for many years.
Yeah.
Many Olympics to come, many years to come. Not just as a mascot, but as an overall character.
Exactly. So yeah, let's just please need your support.
So that's pretty much it for today. And we would really like it if you write in the comments which mascots you like, which you didn't like, what you liked about them, again what you didn't like about them, and which mascots you'd like us to review.
Yeah. Bye guys.